Hello, I'm Joshua from Travel Tree YouTube Immigration Channel, and if you're planning a trip to Canada in 2025 or 2026, this is the guide you've been waiting for. The entry and exit rules set by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, are changing, and missing just one update could turn your smooth adventure into a stressful one. Whether you're traveling for leisure, study, work or visiting family, knowing the new regulations is vital. In this video, I'll walk you through what's changed, what you must prepare, and how to make sure your journey to and from Canada remains hassle-free. Let's dive in. 1. Screening before you arrive. Canada has always welcomed millions of visitors, but in recent years the risk environment has shifted. IRCC's Temporary Immigration, How Visitors Come to Canada document explains that visitors are now subject to more detailed screening before leaving their home country. If you need a visa, you'll face submission of documents, possible biometrics, and the expectation to show a genuine intent to stay temporarily. If you're from a visa-exempt country and using an electronic travel authorization, ETA, the rules are tighter too. What this means for you: arrive prepared. Be ready to explain your travel plan, intended stay, and show proof of funds or intent to return. 2. Visitor visas and ETA changes. One of the biggest practical shifts, Canada is ending the automatic 10-year multiple-entry tourist visa as a default. The Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada now gives officers discretion to issue shorter validity or single-entry visas based on each applicant's situation. Even ATAs, for visa-exempt travelers, are under scrutiny. Beginning in early 2025, officers are empowered to cancel an ETA on arrival if the traveler is found inadmissible or no longer meets requirements. What to keep in mind: just because you've had a long valid visa before doesn't mean you'll get the same this time. Always check the exact validity, number of entries allowed, and your eligibility before booking flights. 3. Maintain status and remaining while in Canada. If you are already in Canada on a visitor visa, study permit, or work permit and planning to extend or change your status, you need to know about maintained status, formerly implied status. IRCC introduced changes that took effect in 2025. The key point: if you submit an application to extend your stay or change your permit before your current permit expires, you may stay under maintained status only if you remain in Canada. If you leave the country while your application is pending, you could lose maintained status and jeopardize your re-entry and legal stay. Lesson: if you apply for an extension, avoid traveling until a decision is made, or at least check with IRCC what your status will be if you leave. 4. Exit rules and travel out of Canada. While much focus is on entering Canada, don't forget that your exit and re-entry matter too. IRCC expects that you will abide by the terms of your stay, leaving on time, avoiding unauthorized work, and respecting your permit conditions. Recent integrity reports highlight rising visa refusals and stricter checks because of misrepresentation or overstays. If you plan to leave Canada temporarily, for example returning home for a break, and return later on the same permit, ensure that your travel period won't raise questions about your genuine intention to comply with your permit's rules. Tip: keep evidence of your exit and any re-entry, keep your permit and visa clean, and don't push the boundaries of your allowed stay. 5. Work and study visitors. Travelers entering Canada for work, via an open or employer-specific work permit, or study will face evolving expectations. For example, the International Experience Canada, IEC, program changed some rules so eligible participants can now have their permit mailed within Canada rather than leave and re-enter. On the study side, institutions and IRCC are increasingly monitoring compliance. Students must attend their designated institution, study in an eligible program, and observe the conditions of their permit. If you come for work or study, treat your permit's conditions seriously. Traveling, working, or studying outside your permit's terms may trigger issues on exit or future applications. 6. What's expected to change? Digital transformation of service. IRCC is rolling out a new online account system and a case management platform to allow applicants to track applications, use a single sign-in, and get end-to-end digital service. Stronger document integrity and cancellation powers. IRCC will increase its ability to cancel visitor visas, work permits, study permits and electronic travel authorizations, ETAs, when eligibility conditions change, or fraud/misrepresentation is detected. Changes in temporary resident volumes and priorities. The 2025-27 levels plan shows reductions in certain streams, like students or certain types of workers, and a shift toward temporary residents more aligned with labor/skills priorities. Enhanced biometric and verification requirements. Proposals are in motion to expand biometrics, facial, etc., for visa-exempt travelers, and to clarify ETA/transit rules at Canadian airports. Updated rules for the applicant's job offer/arranged employment in the economic immigration pool, for example, changes to the express entry point system, where job offers may no longer grant additional points starting spring 2025. More interview, screening or document tests for visitors and temporary residents. For visitors especially, expect deeper questions about travel plans, funds, history, and intent when arriving in Canada. Reduced caps or stricter intake in some categories, e.g., fewer study permits or stricter requirements for international students, to control growth, integrity and resource pressures. 7. What happens if mistakes are made? Canada has strengthened cancellation powers for temporary resident documents. As of 2025, officers now have clearer authority to cancel visitor visas, ETAs, work permits or study permits immediately if eligibility no longer applies or misrepresentation is detected. That means, even if you currently hold a valid document, conditions may change, new rules, updated assessments, compliance concerns, and your document can be revoked. For travelers, this underscores the importance of maintaining truthful applications, complying with conditions, and keeping updated on the latest advice. 8. Practical tips for smooth travel. Here are some traveler-friendly tips from TravelTree to ensure your entry and exit with Canada stays smooth. Before booking your trip, check the exact visa or ETA requirements for your country of citizenship, travel history, and purpose of entry. Have your travel plan ready, know where you will stay, how long you intend to stay, and what you will do. Clear intentions matter to IRCC. Keep proof of funds or means to support your stay if asked. If you need a work or study permit, follow all requirements strictly, keep your institution/employer and status valid, and avoid leaving Canada when an application is pending unless you know the status implications. Throughout your stay, respect your permit's terms, don't overstay, don't work without authorization, follow your study course if you're a student. Before exiting or re-entering, make sure your documents are valid, keep travel records or boarding passes if you leave and return, and be ready to explain your travel when you arrive or depart. Stay informed. IRCC's 2025-26 plans indicate ongoing changes, digital account rollouts and enhanced integrity checks. If you encounter any unexpected issues, like a document cancellation or status inquiry, seek professional advice. Immigration compliance matters more than ever.